General Hancock.
All right. Now, as Father Corby mentioned, General Meade was ordered to take command of the Army of the Potomac, which was kind of a lucky stroke for the Army of the Potomac, because one of the things he was able to negotiate was to be able to make whatever dispositions he wanted to do, irregardless of seniority or rank, which was how I was sent up here to Gettysburg on July 1. I had arrived in Tawnytown at about 11 o'clock in the morning, reported to General Meade, and had gone over the Pipe Creek line with General Hunt and General Meade in case the Army we knew that was up at Gettysburg had to withdraw. We were going to make defense of the Pipe Creek line in Maryland. I returned to my headquarters, and around 1:45, General Meade rode up, and he said, "Change of orders, General. You're going to turn over command to General Gibbon, and you are to advance forthwith to Gettysburg, take command of the corps assembled on the field, 1st, 11th, and 3rd, and check on what is going on, and with General Reynolds, is he dead or is he mortally wounded? But I want you to take command of the troops there assembled and report back to me the condition on the field." Where I said to him, "Well, General, you know, General Howard is my senior, and he took out a written order from Secretary Stanton and said, 'Don't worry about it. These are my private orders,' and one thing, once I got a written order, that was pretty well gold." So I took off to Gettysburg right around a little past 1 with several members of my staff, some light artillery, and the 2nd Corps Signal Department. Came up the Tawnytown Road, and on our way up we found the Tawnytown Road and the Baltimore Pike clogged with wagons, artillery, and baggage train of the 11th Corps. So my first order as commander that day was to clear all that garbage off the road to make way, because I hadn't gotten to the field yet per se, and I didn't know what the condition of the Army was. So if I had to say we got to skedaddle, we needed an open road to get back to Tawnytown. So we needed all those wagons off the road, or it would have turned into another Bull Run. So my staff and I, we get up to Cemetery Hill. Now you got to remember, it's 13 miles from Tawnytown, and we wore out every single horse in our command in that ride from Tawnytown up to Gettysburg. And those animals were just a group of the 1,800 horses, mules that died here at the Battle of Gettysburg, which was a story unto itself. But upon my arrival, we started sorting out the troops that were retreating pell-mell from town. But that was actually another lucky streak too for the Army of the Potomac, because if you look at a map of the city of Gettysburg, it looks like a big wagon wheel, right? And with all those Confederate troops coming down those roads from the north, it created a funnel effect. Now you got to remember, those troops had been fighting and marching all day long, and it was hot, so they were getting tired out. And the remnants of the 1st and the 11th Corps did a hell of a job fighting a delayed action through the town all the way to Cemetery Hill. Upon my arrival, these troops were streaming out of town. We went to work with General Doubleday's assistance. We had some assistants up there, and we sorted that all out. We posted guns at the cemetery on the east side of East Cemetery Hill, Stevens Knoll, to cover the opposite slope of East Cemetery Hill, because the guns that General Howard had posted couldn't depress low enough to fend off an assault. And if you see, there are 3 Napoleons aimed down Baltimore Street that could have swept any Rebs coming up the Baltimore Pike. So we had established a pretty good position there by about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. We were pretty solid up there. I dispatched General Buford out onto the left with his cavalry, so I had some eyes and ears out there, and I knew General Gibbon was on his way from Tawnytown with my corps. So at that point, General Slocum arrived on the field around 7, followed shortly thereafter by General Sickles in the 3rd Corps, and I turned over command of the field to General Slocum. And I headed back to Taneytown to make my report to General Meade. Upon my journey to Taneytown, I ran into our lead units of the 2nd Corps, commanded by Sprig Carroll, and Colonel Carroll asked me what the situation was, and I told him that if General Meade can get the rest of the Army up to the position we have established, I could defend that position against the entire Confederacy. That's how strong a position it is. Reached Taneytown about 10 o'clock, made my obedience to the commanding general, went to take a nap, and shortly after midnight took off back here to Gettysburg on another 13-mile trek. And the 2nd Corps arrived here at Gettysburg at around 5 o'clock in the morning. So that kind of wrapped things up for the end of the first day.